Hello BC, hello everybody. This is Steve here, Headbanging Zulu, and this is my entry to Metal Mickey's 100 sub contest. Firstly, I just want to say, my friend, congratulations on reaching 100 subs. You might hit a destroyer or an aircraft carrier next, but I'm really made up for you, buddy. Cheers. This, I hope I can do it because the weather's not looking good outside. So the light goes, I've had it basically, but it looks alright at the moment. The first question, three most valuable albums. I want to tell you a story. Once upon a time there was this rich man, he was worth 50 million quid. And he said to his wife, listen love, he said, when I die, I want you to put all my wealth in me coffin with me. So she goes, okay then. She says, do you promise that you'll get all my wealth, translate it into the richest metal and just lay it over my body and stick it in the coffin? She says, I promise dear, I promise you I will. So anyway, when this guy dies 6 months later, this woman is eating at the best restaurant in London. Her best mate comes over to her and she said, Cor, you're living it up. You've got all these nice clothes. And she said, how'd you get all this money? She goes, oh, I came into an inheritance. She said, what are you talking about? She said, you remember when my husband died? She goes, yeah. And she sort of asked him to put all his money into a coffin and bury it. Yeah. So she said, well, did you do that? She says, no, I wrote him a cheque. And that is my attitude to record collecting. Three most valuable records in my collection. I'm not going to. I've got one record in excess of £1,000. I've got approximately half a dozen albums worth hundreds. I haven't got them at this address, or I must have won another record on eBay. I don't keep them in this address for obvious reasons. I can't show you them. But I've got hundreds and hundreds of albums like this. This is a Creator album. This is in absolute pristine condition. I've got the CD. It's Extreme Aggression by Creator. I paid approximately £4 or £5 for this album. Today, for one in this condition, you're looking at minimum 30 quid. Sometimes it may be, say, I would estimate £30 album all day long, even more. It is an original pressing, and the reason why I got it cheap is I bought it when it came out. It's a cracking up. I span it the other night, funny enough. It's just a fantastic album on the Noise International label. The second album I've got is Bark at the Moon, Ozzy Osbourne. I don't know what this is. Again, very good plus, very good plus. Purchased it when it came out. This would have been 1983. And I can remember when I bought this. It would have been Birmingham, because that's where I used to buy all my records. As soon as they come out, we used to go to Birmingham. I think it was Virgin. It's no longer there now, and we used to buy all our records. This record in this condition would probably sell for 20 quid plus, and I just paid £4.49. And you can see what I paid for it. Look, I'm sorry, this is an hour price record. Sorry, I got it wrong. I thought it was a Virgin. You can see what I paid for it. I paid what was on that sticker. It's been in my collection ever since. I never ever collect records for money. The reason why I collect records is I love the music. I'm not one of these collectors that goes on Discogs all night looking at records to see how much they're accumulated. To me, that's like playing the stock market. You're checking your shares every night to see if you made a profit or a loss or whatever. The reason why I went into the music was because I absolutely loved music. And I don't care the covers are a bit scuffed. I don't care they've got slight folds. I just love listening to what's actually on the record. I'm not sort of one of the, as I said, not one of these people. I'm not giving money a second thought. I'm very blessed in life because I've got record dealers, and because I've been using them for like 30 years or 25 years plus. I've got a lot of pull with them. They're like family to me. I mean, I can swear on a Bible that I've never got into this business for money. And it sort of answers a few other questions. I'll go on to question 2. Show me favourite unusual packing. I haven't got any unusual. but this is my record. It's got. I like to show this one. It's a Judas Priest album. It's got the huge poster in it. It's A Touch of Evil, and on the B-sides, Between the Hammer and the Anvil, and You've Got Another Thing Coming. And I'm not going to get it out, but this album's got a huge poster inside. And I bought it because I couldn't afford it. I went to the Painkiller tour, and this is in 1991, and it says there, Aston Villa. I was actually at that concert, Aston Villa Leisure Centre, on the Tuesday the 19th of March, 91. That's where I was. But this album has got a new. This is the sorry about that. This is the closest I've got to unusual packaging. I have got box sets, but they're pretty boring, really. I just thought I'd like to show this one. I couldn't find anything that was in sort of super usual, like shape of a pistol. I've got picture discs, I suppose, in weird shapes, but I don't collect them anymore. Most I've ever spent on a record, that's easy. 20 quid. That's my budget for an album. I'm very, very disciplined. I found, on experience has told me, you've got to be disciplined. I'm not interested. If Judas Priest bought out a CD that I've got all the tracks on, and they've got like a new booklet or a couple of postcards in it, I won't touch it, because I've got all the music, and that's all that means anything to me. It's not the postcard. It's not the booklets or what else like that. Most of the stuff I own is just cheap as a CD. Like if you watched my last video, I showed a Rob Halford box, and that's how it was about the same price as a CD. So I just went for the box edition. I don't go out my way. I would certainly not spend hundreds of pounds on an album. I could not justify spending that amount of money on myself. I really couldn't. I would get very guilty. But to answer the question, most I've spent on a record, I spent 22 quid on a Cobra album, which I held up on one of the previous videos. I've also spent sort of maybe if it's £21 or £22, I have spent that on an album. But as a rule, by thumb, I never ever spend more than £20 on a vinyl album, and certainly not that on a CD. The only time I remember when I spent £20 on a CD was another CD I held up in the last film, which I'm not holding up, was Live Insurrection by Rob Halford. That originally was £20, because I had to get you had to sort of look. Not many dealers carried it. I believe, if memory serves me right, I got it from a dealer in Yorkshire, and that was 20 quid. Show a record I regret buying. I haven't got any. If you watch my first video, I talked about how I collect records. If I have a record, I don't like it, because of space and because of other things, I don't keep it in the collection, it's gone. So when you say show a record I regret buying, I haven't got any. Every single record in my collection is because it deserves to be in there on merit. Also, to answer question 5, show an album I regret selling. I have never ever sold an album, and this may seem strange, but I seriously haven't. I've given a lot away. I've traded a few in to the record store. I suppose that counts, but again, all the stuff I have sold deserved to be sold because it was rubbish. I've never sort of, if an album's half decent, or I've kept. And all the records in my collection, I was incredibly blessed. I purchased them when they come out in the 80s, and that's, you know, because I've saved myself a fortune. But I would never ever sell an album. Going back to question 1, I never came into record collecting to be a dealer. That's what selling and buying and selling records is. I think a lot of record collectors are secret dealers. But going back to the first question, I'm not the sort of record collector who looks on his record dealing as a stock market exercise and keep checking prices. I'm too busy looking for the records, looking for new music I haven't discovered yet. That's all I do. It's like on eBay last night, I was looking for records. I ended up buying this morning I ended up buying a couple of new DVDs which I like. A Rammstein, a Judas Priest, and a Wasp DVD, and I got them for peanuts. I was looking at some Vardis records this morning, the English band from Yorkshire, the Vardis, whether to buy or not. I'm constantly looking for stuff I want in my collection. That's about all I go online for. But I don't think, I can speculate on this or speculate on that. I've just had a funny relationship with record collecting. I just accumulate it, I listen to it, and that's it with me. Nothing more, nothing less. And that's my competition entry. I'm just whooping in delight at the moment. Got that come through the post. That is not. It's Battle Cry Judas Priest. Sealed. I paid £4 for it, and they're normally 14 quid. And you can see what I'll be listening to tonight. I'm sorry to harp on about Priest, but I'm an absolute Priest fanatic. But I hope this entry compares to the other entries. Once again, my friend, congratulations on reaching the subs. Congratulations. I say you might hit the aircraft carriers or the destroyers next. And take care, my friend, and hope you make many more videos. See ya. Bye.